morning, guys. Ricky here with the Backpacking Scouter. We're starting off day 8, leaving out Twin Lakes today, starting on segments 11, and we're gonna, as mentioned yesterday, gonna start off on the Collegiate East, just because I don't really want to take much of the chance to see how much of the snow is on the west. We're hearing from a lot of the folks that it's starting to melt pretty well, but we already made our plans to resupply and looking forward to soaking in some hot springs at Mount Princeton. So that's where we're going. Starting off today, wife dropped us off back on the trail. Yesterday was an amazing day. Twin Lakes is definitely a great place for backpackers. They just really care and love for everybody there. The general store's got tons of supplies for you to be able to resupply. They even give you a discount for being a thru hiker. There's some great food trucks. We had an amazing hamburger for lunch. We even went to the Twin Lakes Inn last night with my wife when she got in, and unfortunately we got right there at the end when they were about to close, but they still were nice enough to go ahead and cook us up 3 dinners so that we could take back to the cabin and eat them at the cabin. So that was awesome. I got to have a steak last night, some mashed potatoes. Oh, it was so good. Showered, got to retape up our feet, resupplied all our food, and now we're packed back up and got a good night's rest on a decent bed and headed back out today. Not sure what we'll end up with today in mileage. We're just gonna see how we go. It'll be our first day back on the trail without Willa, so we'll see how that affects things, whether that speeds us up, slows us down, who knows. But should be a beautiful day so far. Blue skies, sunny day so far. Got a little bit of climbing ahead of us, but we'll see how it goes. See you guys out on the trail. guys, so we made it to camp. Made a really long day. As I mentioned earlier at the start of the day, we had a really great start to the day. We ended up spending a great time last night with my wife and there in Twin Lakes and getting to eat some good food and some different things, and then got on the trail this morning. And things just started off really well this morning for us. She dropped us off. We got on the trail by 7-ish, which is our normal time anyway. And just we're doing well. We were finishing up segment, or getting through segment 11, and it was just gorgeous. I mean, the trails that we were hitting on, one, we walked along the lake for the longest time, and then two, when we started getting into the mountains, we started going into these gorgeous aspens, and they were just beautiful, huge aspen groves. Like, you just hit the spurt. I mean, like, you see it, from a distance when you see out and you look across the mountains and you see this little grove of like aspens in the middle of all the pines and other things, and you just think, oh, that's cool looking from a distance. But man, when you're walking through some of those massive things, it's just amazing. They were just beautiful. But we had really good day too, in the sense of that we had a lot of cloud cover for the trail. We even had a little bit of clouds in the sky too as well. And some of the parts that were a bit sunny for the day weren't so bad because we had a good breeze and some wind, and some of it was downhill and some of that stuff too as well. But then we got to segment 12. Man, segment 12 was just mean. I mean, nothing but just uphill. The first 4.4 miles, I believe it was like 25 foot of elevation gain. And then you dumped down a little bit, and then you had another 2.5 miles of straight up. I don't even remember what the elevation gain on that one was, but we were doing real well. And Liam and I both kind of looked at each other at one point, and we were like, okay, we can either end our day at 16 miles, or we still got good daylight left, and we can keep on trucking and just see how much further we can get. And so we ended up deciding to tackle on another hill and some of that stuff, which ended up putting us at about 22 miles for the day, and we ended up with well over 6,000 foot of elevation gain. It was just crazy, but we did it, and we did well. I mean, we're both at camp. We're sore, I mean, like we normally are, but we're not dead sore. We're not falling apart kind of thing yet. So I'm really proud of ourselves, especially Liam. He started off early, had a little bit of problems with his knee, but I mean, man, he just trucked it along and kicked my butt. He was always having to sit and wait for me to catch up when we were going up all these uphill things. Also today too, another cool thing that I forgot to mention earlier was that about 4 or 5 miles into the trip this morning, we came across some trail magic. So that was our first trail magic for our through hike. It was an awesome 3 folks there that had their campers there. 2 of the 3 that were there actually had finished the Colorado Trail just a couple weeks ago from finishing their through hike, and wanted to do some stuff to help out some of the other folks. And so they just came out, camped out somewhere there close to the trail, and were offering free hot dogs, Pop-Tarts, water, and just different things. And so it was great. We just took some time. We plopped in a chair with them and had some really great stories, and just enjoyed a hot dog with them, even though it was kind of early in the day. We didn't really hit it for lunch portion times, but we weren't going to turn down a good bottle of water and a hot dog. So we just really enjoyed ourselves, and had some really good stories that we got to hear from them, and then even got to tell some of our stories along the way. So that was just really cool to have happen. So outside of that, we're getting ready now. Like I said, we didn't make it to camp until about 7 o'clock, so we're rushing through to get camp chores done and to get dinner going, so that we can start trying to figure out what the afternoon's going to look like. So I'm going to wrap this up here soon, but I'm going to leave you with your one tip for the day. The one thing I'll tell you that I was super glad to have now, as I mentioned before, Willow went home today with my wife, and so the reason why I didn't bring my trekking poles with me in the beginning is because it's very difficult for me to have trekking poles and to have Willow on, especially if I have her on a leash. And so I had left them at home, but I'd put them in my first resupply box that my wife was going to bring us, because I knew that I was probably going to want them back with all these ups and downs of hills and stuff. So I would definitely highly recommend for anybody backpacking to utilize trekking poles. I mean, if you're 25 or older, you definitely should be using trekking poles. It makes so much of a difference on your knees, on your ankles, on getting upstream. It kind of helps share the weight between your legs and your feet with your arms a little bit. And even if you're not, if you are 25 and under, you should use trekking poles as well. I just know that most of you aren't going to listen, and so most of you don't, think that you need them either on them for that. But you don't have to spend a ton of money. Find what fits you and works for you. I found these on Amazon somewhere. They're adjustable. Are they the best ones out there? Absolutely not. But do they work for me? Yes. They make titanium ones that are super light, that magnet to your backpack, which I've definitely been thinking about that, because the few times when I want to toss these things back on the backpack, that would be a pretty cool trick to be able to do. So who knows? I mean, maybe one day I'll upgrade, but for now these things work great. I feel like because of these, and then also I'd asked my wife to bring me some new gel insoles for my boots after the first week, because I wanted to replace those. Between that, I think that's what made the day. That's the only reason why I made it through such an extreme day, such as 22 miles and 6,000 foot of elevation gain. So I'm very glad I got them. Looking forward to utilizing them and seeing how I feel, going through the next couple weeks. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and following us along the way, and as much as we're enjoying, getting out here and doing this and trekking and spending our time out on the through hike here with my son Liam. So it's just an amazing trek for me. I'm super glad to be out here on it. If you guys are enjoying watching this and following us along, feel free to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel there. That way you'll get notifications when the new videos are posted. We try to post them every few days. I think right now we've got up days 1 through 6. And so hopefully we'll get some more of those up soon. But appreciate the time and appreciate you guys hanging out with us. See you guys on the trail.